probably time to go. This is an adult show, yeah, this is an adult show. And if you ain't one of them, it's probably time to go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this weird corner of the internet. Except those who are easily offended. People who don't like bad form. The people who take life too seriously.
You'll never make it out of here alive.
Anyways, letting rest.
Welcome.
Or not at all humble host, Hickory, the dang and underwhelming.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm, of course, Hickory, the dank and underwhelming. Welcome back to the show. Oh, I almost missed it. I didn't want to. We got an exciting speech to get into, my friends. It's coming up in a second. We got Biden's farewell address to watch live on the show. And lots of other fun news, like the FDA moving to ban cigarettes, a story about a chick who claimed to take on 1,000 dudes, beat Lily right there. I know you guys are following the up to the minute debauchery going on the internet, but that's there. Yeah, Girl Scouts just continuing some cookies. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. Okay, let me get to the show. We gotta watch this semi-live, anyways. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm, of course, Hickory, the dank and underwhelming, and let's check out Biden's farewell speech.
Yeah, I'm back, baby.
Are you saying you want to show me your tits?
This is the story of a drunk who grew up kind of a punk, and then all his friends left him, and now he's here alone. This is the story of a drunk who grew up kind of punk, now he's here doing the dang and underwhelming live show.
This is a weird show.
Dang and underwhelming live show. Dang and underwhelming live show. Dang, 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 and underwhelming live show.
That's right. Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. I'm, of course, Hickory, the dank and underwhelming, and without further ado, I mean, he was a few minutes late. I might be a few minutes late, but I worked a double. Let's see what Joe Biden has to say as he addresses the country.
My fellow Americans, I'm speaking to you tonight from the Oval Office. Before I begin, let me speak to important news from earlier today. After 8 months of nonstop negotiation, by my administration, a ceasefire and a hostage deal has been reached by Israel and Hamas, the elements of which I laid out in great detail in May of this year. This plan was developed and negotiated by my team, and will be largely implemented by the incoming administration. That's why I told my team to keep the incoming administration fully informed, because that's how it should be, working together as Americans.
Yep, probably.
This will be my final address to you from the American people, from the Oval Office, from this desk as president. And I've been thinking a lot about who we are, and maybe more importantly, who we should be. Long ago,
I feel like he's trying to give a red-green speech right now. Like, I really hope he finishes it out with, and if the women don't find you handsome, they'll at least find you handy.
in New York Harbor, an iron worker installed beam after beam, day after day. He was joined by steel workers, stonemasons, engineers. They built not just a single structure, but a beacon of freedom. The very idea of America was so big, we felt the entire world needed to see. The Statue of Liberty, a gift from France after our Civil War. Like the very idea of America, it was built not by one person, but by many people.
Yes, the thing built by another country shows how great of a country we are.
From every background and from around the world. Like America, the Statue of Liberty is not standing still. Her foot literally steps forward atop a broken chain of human bondage. She's on the march, and she literally moves. She was built to sway back and forth to withstand the fury of stormy weather, to stand the test of time because storms are always coming. She sways a few inches, but she never falls into the current below. An engineering marvel. The Statue of Liberty is also an enduring symbol of the soul of our nation. A soul shaped by forces that bring us together and by forces that pull us apart. And yet through good times and tough times, we've withstood it all. A nation of pioneers and explorers, of dreamers and doers, of ancestors native to this land, of ancestors who came by force. A nation of immigrants came to build a better life. A nation holding the torch of the most powerful idea ever in the history of the world. That all of us are created equal. That all of us deserve to be treated with dignity, justice, and fairness. That democracy must defend and be defined and be imposed, moved in every way possible. Our rights, our freedoms, our dreams. But we know the idea of America, our institution, our people, our values that uphold it are constantly being tested. Ongoing debates about power and the exercise of power, but whether we lead by the example of our power or the power of our example, whether we show the courage to stand up to the abuse of power or we yield to it. After 50 years at the center of all of this, I know that believing in the idea of America means respecting the institutions that govern a free society.
I'm glad that he brought up the fact that it's been 50 years in office. That's not astonishing. This dude's been in government longer than most of us have been alive. Oh, crazy. This is the last political speech he'll ever give. Well, no, he'll probably give some more. Well, actually, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. He might just go quietly into the night.
The Congress, the courts, a free and independent press, institutions that are rooted.
Yeah, because we totally have that.
They just might not reflect the timeless words, but they echo the words of the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident. Rooted in the timeless words of the Constitution, we the people. Our system of separation of powers, checks and balances. It may not be perfect, but it's maintained our democracy for nearly 250 years, longer than any other nation in history that's ever tried such a bold experiment. In the past 4 years, our democracy has held strong. And every day I've kept my commitment to be president for all Americans through one of the toughest periods in our nation's history.
Yeah, I'm sure the people of North Carolina really love your support, Joe.
Kamala Harris. It's been the honor of my life to see the resilience of essential workers getting us through a once-in-a-century pandemic. The heroism of service members and first responders keeping us safe. The determination of advocates standing up for our rights and our freedoms instead of losing their jobs to an economic crisis that we inherited. Millions of Americans now have the dignity of work.
You mean that you're saying that as the guy who wanted to force people to take an experimental vaccine to keep their jobs? Okay.
Millions of entrepreneurs and companies creating new businesses and industries, hiring American workers, using American products. And together, we've launched a new era of American possibilities. One of the greatest modernizations of infrastructure in our entire history, from new roads, bridges, clean water, affordable high-speed internet for every American. We invented the semiconductor, smaller than the tip of my little finger, and now is bringing those chip factories and those jobs back to America where they belong, creating thousands of jobs.
Yeah, it's a big shout out to Bill Clinton for shipping all that shit right overseas.
Finally, giving Medicare the power to negotiate lower prescription drug prices for millions of seniors. And finally, doing something to protect our children and our families by passing the most significant gun safety law in 30 years and bringing violent crime to a 50-year low. Meeting our sacred obligation.
Yeah, because a bunch of cities don't report their data. To be clear, it's a very cooked statistic you're working with there, Joe.
Obligation to over 1 million veterans so far who are exposed to toxic materials, and to their families, providing medical care and education benefits and more for their families. You know, it will take time to feel the full impact of all we've done together. But the seeds are planted, and they'll grow and they'll bloom for decades to come. At home, we've created nearly 17 million new jobs, more than any other single administration, a single term.
Yeah, because you're taking credit for all the people that came back to work after the shutdowns.
More people have health care than ever before. And overseas, we've strengthened NATO.
I feel like that's because the average income's gone down enough that most people can afford subsidies for it now.
Ukraine is still free. And we've pulled ahead of our competition with China. And so much more. I'm so proud of how much we've accomplished together for the American people. And I wish the incoming administration success, because I want America to succeed. That's why I've held my duty to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition of power, to ensure we lead by the power of our example. I have no doubt that America is in a position to continue to succeed. That's why my farewell address tonight, I want to warn the country of some things that give me great concern.
Oh, I can't wait. Bring on the division, Joe.
This is a dangerous and that's a dangerous concentration of power in the hands of a very few ultra-wealthy people. And the dangerous consequences if their abuse of power is left unchecked.
Like
Today,
George Soros?
An oligarchy is taking shape in America of extreme wealth, power, and influence that literally threatens our entire democracy, our basic rights and freedoms.
Remember to replace the word democracy with bureaucracy every time he says it, and it'll make a lot more sense.
And a fair shot for everyone to get ahead. We see the consequences all across America, and we've seen it before. More than a century ago, but the American people stood up to the robber barons back then and busted the trusts. They didn't punish the wealthy, just made the wealthy play by the rules everybody else had to. Workers want rights to earn their fair share. You know, they were dealt into the deal, and it helped put us on a path to building the largest middle class, the most prosperous century any nation in the world has ever seen. And we've got to do that again. In the last 4 years, that is exactly what we've done. People should be able to make as much as they can, but play by the same rules. Pay their fair share of taxes. So much is at stake. Right now, the existential threat of climate change has never been clearer. Just look across the country.
You're talking about the wildfires?
California, to
Hurricanes?
North Carolina.
Yeah.
That's why I signed the most significant climate and clean energy law ever in the history of the world. And the rest of the world is trying to model it now. It's working.
It's destroying our energy economy.
Creating jobs and industries of the future. Now, we've proven we don't have to choose between protecting the environment and growing the economy. We're doing both.
With heavy, heavy government subsidies.
The powerful forces want to wield their unchecked influence to eliminate the steps we've taken to tackle the climate crisis, to serve their own interests
Climate.
for power and profit. We must not be bullied into sacrificing the future of our children and our grandchildren. We must keep pushing forward.
He's projecting so
Push
hard.
faster. There's no time to waste. It's also clear that American leadership in technology is an unparalleled source of innovation that can transform lives.
Please, but one of those people that are advancing that level of technology is totally part of the oligarchy.
We see the same dangers of the concentration of technology, power, and wealth. You know, his farewell address, President Eisenhower spoke of the dangers of the military-industrial
It wasn't a big deal when it was just Silicon Valley, was it, Joe?
complex. He warned us then about, and I quote, the potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power, end of quote. 6 decades later, I'm equally concerned about the potential rise of a tech-industrial complex that could pose real dangers for our country as well.
It's been here. It's been the one that you've instructed to take down people's opinions for misinformation and disinformation, as you call it.
Americans are being buried under an avalanche of misinformation and disinformation,
I called it.
enabling the abuse of power. The free press is crumbling. Editors are disappearing. Social media is giving up on fact-checking.
Yes, because the fact checkers are explicitly your party, sir.
The truth is smothered by lies told for power and for profit. We must hold the social platforms accountable to protect our children.
Yeah, we've been saying that forever, but you don't want the kind of reform that we want, sir.
Our families, and our very democracy from the abuse of power. Meanwhile, artificial intelligence is the most consequential technology of our time, perhaps of all time. Nothing offers more profound possibilities and risks for our economy and our security, our society, for humanity. Artificial intelligence even has the potential to help us answer my call to end cancer as we know it. But unless safeguards are in place.
Well, I thought you were going to do that. I thought that was one of your campaign promises, right? Is that you were gonna end cancer? Yeah. Okay. I guess it's AI now. That's AI is going to do it. Don't worry, guys.
AI could spawn new threats to our rights, our way of life, to our privacy, how we work, and how we protect our nation. We must make sure AI is safe and trustworthy and good for all humankind. In the age of AI, it's more important than ever that the people must govern. And as the land of liberty, America, not China, must lead the world in the development of AI.
I don't think anybody. Yeah,
In the years ahead, it'll help to be. It's going to be up to the president, the presidency, the Congress, the courts, the free press, and the American people to confront these powerful forces.
Loves that term,
We
free
must
press, even
reform
though we
the
don't really
tax
have
code.
one.
Not by giving the biggest tax cuts to billionaires, but by making them begin to pay their fair share. We need to get dark money. That's that hidden funding behind too many campaigns contributions. We need to get it out of our politics. We need to enact an 18-year time limit, time and term, for the strongest ethics reforms for our Supreme Court.
Are you admitting that you should have retired 32 years ago, Joe? Is that what you're telling us right now? I think most of us agree.
We need to ban members of Congress from trading stock while they're in the Congress.
Oh, God. He's burying Pelosi right now.
We need to amend the Constitution to make clear that no president is immune from crimes that he or she commits while in office.
Yeah, that would go over really well, I'm sure.
The president's power is not limited. It's not absolute, and it shouldn't be. And in a democracy,
No, that's why we have the ability to impeach them and then to confirm the impeachment and then charge them with criminal charges, sir. I'm sorry you don't know basic civics. It's sad.
there's another danger to the concentration of power and wealth. It erodes a sense of unity and common purpose. It causes distrust and division. Participating in our democracy becomes exhausting and even disillusioning. And people don't feel like they have a fair shot. We have to stay engaged in the process. I know it's frustrating. A fair shot is what makes America, America. Everyone's entitled to a fair shot. Not a guarantee, but just a fair shot.
Oh, man, he's going back to equality, just throwing equity right out the window, kids.
An even playing field. Going as far as your hard work and talent can take you. We can never lose that essential truth, remain who we are. I've always believed, and I've told other world leaders, America can be defined by one word.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Possibilities. Only in America do we believe anything is possible. Like a kid with a stutter from modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
He had to bring up the stutter that he never had.
In Claremont, Delaware, sitting behind this desk in the Oval Office as President of the United States. That's the magic of America. It's all around us. Upstairs in the residence of the White House, I've walked by a painting of the Statue of Liberty I don't know how many times. In the painting, there are several workers climbing on the outstretched arm of the statue that holds the torch. It reminds me every day I pass it of the story and soul of our nation and the power of the American people. There's a story of a veteran. This is a veteran, the son of an immigrant, whose job was to climb that torch and polish the amber panes so rays of light could reach out as far as possible. He was known as the keeper of the flame. He once said of the Statue of Liberty,
He's quite the flamer.
quote, speaks a silent universal language, one of hope that anyone who seeks and speaks freedom can understand. Yes, we sway back and forth to withstand the fury of the storm, to stand the test of time. A constant struggle, a short distance between peril and possibility. But what I believe is the America of our dreams is always closer than we think. And it's up to us to make our dreams come true. Let me close by stating my gratitude to so many people.
Dude, that was pretty quick. We're like 20 minutes in.
To the members of my administration, as well as public service and first responders across the country and around the world, thank you for stepping up to serve. To our service members and your families, it's been the highest honor of my life to lead you as Commander-in-Chief. And of course to Kamala and our incredible partner, the historic Vice President. She and Doug have become like family. And to me, family's everything.
Yeah, I'm sure she feels that
Our
way.
deepest appreciation to our amazing First Lady who's with me in the Oval today. For our entire family. You're the love of my life and the lives of my love. My eternal thanks to you, the American
The lives of my love.
After 50 years of public service, I give you my word. I still believe in the idea for which this nation stands. A nation where the strength of our institutions,
I honestly
the
thought
character of our people,
he was going to do a magic trick there. Like he brought up the pen and split his hands, and I was like, oh, he's going to make something, a ball disappear.
matter and must endure. Now it's your turn to stand guard. May you all be the keeper of the flame. May you keep the faith. I love America. You love it too. God bless you all. And may God protect our troops. Thank you for this great honor.
Wow. Clear, and then the clapping in the background. Better than I expected, to be honest. Wasn't actually anticipating a whole lot there, but yeah, turns out Joe pulled it together. He managed to get a 20-minute speech out, and then we got some background video of the White House here. Just chilling. Cars driving by. Oh yeah, that wasn't on screen. Yeah, just looking all White Housey and stuff. The only nice part of DC, because it's the only part that's taken care of. Oh man. Okay. So farewell, Joe. Thank you for calling for term limits that would have ended your political run 32 years ago. That's great. Yeah, we need 18-year term limits. Even though I've been in office for 50. It sounds like the calling of a man who has no no political future. That's awesome. He's also doing some fun stuff right at the end here. Let's get into some articles. Biden admin plows ahead in their 11th hour plan to effectively ban cigarettes. Yeah. Biden administration's FDA took a significant new step on Wednesday that would effectively ban cigarettes currently on the market in favor of those with lower levels of nicotine. And basically ban them all. Because like none of them have such a low level of nicotine that they would pass the smell test on here. And yeah, I guess it came up under Trump office, so he's hoping he could get this through, and they'll not change it. FDA's press release states the proposed rule would not ban cigarettes or any other tobacco products, and instead, yes, we're not banning them. We're just making them useless. cap the nicotine level at 0.7 milligrams per gram of tobacco in cigarettes and certain other combusted tobacco products, which significantly lower the average concentration of these products on the market today. Fox News Digital reported earlier this month that the rule cleared an FDA regulatory review that if nicotine levels in cigarettes are lowered under federal regulations, experts say cartels running black market sales of cigarettes will likely benefit. Which, I mean, has kind of been a theme on a lot of things that we've been doing lately. Or, oh yes, this is specifically for the cartel's benefit. Trump announces an external revenue service. Hopefully he'll move those like 78,000 IRS agents over there and start collecting on money from people that hate us. That'd be great. President-elect Donald Trump announced Tuesday he'll have an external revenue office upon his return to the White House. They'll collect all foreign-sourced revenues, such as tariffs. Far too long we've relied on taxing our great people using the IRS. Though soft and pathetically weak trade agreements, the American economy has delivered growth and prosperity to the world while taxing ourselves, Trump wrote on True Social. I am today announcing that I will create the External Revenue Service to collect our tariffs, duties, and all revenue that come from foreign sources. Not that we need another, not that I'm excited about another government agency, but hey, you know, if we're going to pay for some of our stuff by taxing other countries instead of the people in this one, that's cool with me. Coca-Cola's Donald Trump honor leaves critics bubbling with outrage. Coca-Cola Company honored Diet Coke fanatic Donald Trump with his very own personalized Diet Coke bottle designed on Tuesday and promptly divided opinion online. While supporters of the president-elect predictably lapped up their promotional stunt, critics fizzed with anger and recalled the company's condemnation of Trump just 4 years ago, following his incitement of the deadly January 6th, 2021 riot at the U.S. Capitol, even though the only person that died was a rioter. Deadly, deadly, deadly. The one person that got shot was there in support, as the supporters killed nobody. Trump campaign spokesperson Margot Martin shared on social media images of Trump Coca-Cola Company CEO James Quincy with what she described as the first ever presidential commemorative inaugural Diet Coke bottle. Bottle label featured Trump's name, the date of his upcoming second inauguration, and a picture of the White House. They have a picture of it here? No? Returning president reportedly drank up to 12 Diet Cokes a day during his first term and has a special button installed in the resident desk in the Oval Office, which he could use to call a butler to bring him the beverage. Critics on social media called out the ass-licking of Trump by corporations ahead of his return to Oval Office. Multiple other bosses, from Meta's Mark Zuckerberg and Amazon's Jeff Bezos, been accused of bending the knee to Trump in recent weeks. Yeah, imagine they want to like be in favor with the guy that they've been, talking shit about for the past 5 years. So that's wild. Republicans Against Trump group wrote, well, here's another reason to drink water or beer. Some people flagged the 2012 post on X, then Twitter, which Trump wrote, the Coca-Cola Company is not happy with me. That's okay. I'll keep drinking that garbage. Others called to boycott the company. That, again, already Trump making America more healthy by getting people to boycott drinking Coca-Cola. Oh, RFK for the win. FDA bans red number 3, artificial dye used in beverages, candy, and other foods. Another RFK win before he even takes office. The FDA said Wednesday it's banning the use of red number 3, a synthetic dye that gives food and drinks the bright red cherry color, but has been linked to cancer in animals. The dye is still used in thousands of foods, including candy cereals, cherries, and fruit cocktails, strawberry-flavored milkshakes. According to the Center for Science Public Interest, food safety advocacy group that petitioned the agency in 2022 to end its use. The FDA's decision marked a victory for consumer advocacy groups. Some U.S. lawmakers who have long urged the FDA to revoke the additive's approval, citing ample evidence that its use in beverages, dietary supplements, cereals, and candies may cause cancer as well as has effect on children's behavior. At long last, the FDA is ending the regulatory paradox of red 3 being illegal for use in lipstick, perfectly legal to feed to children in the form of candy. That's wild. Food manufacturers will have until January 15th, 2027 to reformulate their products. Yeah, just, it's so deadly, we're going to let it stay in circulation for another 2 years. Companies that make ingested drugs such as dietary supplements will get an additional year. Yeah, it's so dangerous. We're going to give them 3 years. The FDA cannot authorize a food additive or color additive if it was found to cause cancer in human or animals, Jim Jones Jim Jones, the FDA's deputy director for human food, said in a statement, evidence shows cancer in laboratory male rats exposed to high levels of FTC. I would love to see how much they were exposed to, because a lot of these studies are like, yeah, we gave this rat like 20,000 times its body weight in the substance and it had a negative effect. Like, yeah, if you did that with water, it would too. But yeah, one of those, I guess RFK was right again. Trump nominee. This one was controversial, but I can't say I would disagree with the premise. Trump nominee says electric vehicles should pay to use the roads. Go gassed. How dare you? Harumph. Yeah. President-elect Donald Trump's nominee to head the U.S. Transportation Department said Wednesday electric vehicles should pay to use roads. Let's see what he means. Most revenue from federally funded roads and repairs is collected through taxes on diesel and gasoline. Oh. So you mean that people with electric vehicles should just pay their fair share? Interesting. I should pay for use on our roads. How to do that? I think it's a little more challenging, said Sean Duffy, a former Republican lawmaker, at his confirmation hearing before the Senate Commerce Committee. Yeah, how to do it? I don't know, but I would agree that, like, if we're going to tax fuel for vehicles, we got to figure out how to tax fuel for new vehicles, right? Especially if we're going to run out of, if we shut down tax, we're not going to, or we shut down gas and diesel, we're not going to have any taxes to build our roads with, right? And sad news, I don't know, I didn't look ahead to see which ones. Girl Scouts plan to discontinue 2 iconic cookie flavors in 2025. Oh, those look like the Sandies that nobody likes. Let's see. Yep, here's the scoop. Which Girl Scout cookies will be, after 2025 season, 2 flavors will be discontinued. Girl Scout S'mores and Toasty cookies, inspired by the classic camping recipe. S'mores features graham cracker cookie sandwiching a marshmallow chocolate filling. Toasty cookies nod to French toast with buttery cinnamon cookies dipped in icing. I can't say I've had either of these. I don't know how iconic they are, to be honest. 2025 cookie lineup is looking strong. In addition to S'mores and Toasty, expect to see classics. Oh, okay. So they're still around for 2025, but they're not going to be after that. Thin Mints Samoas, also known as Caramel Delights. Peanut Butter Patties, also known as Tagalongs. While specific cookie menus may vary by location, other likely cookies include Adventurefuls, Lemon Ups, Trefoils, Dosey Doughs, the gluten-free cookie option, Toffee-tastics. Yeah. You should, Girl Scout cookie names can vary depending on where you live. To be honest, the Walmart brand ones are actually better than the legit Girl Scout cookies. Not that I'm telling you to go eat cookies, because probably shouldn't. At least I shouldn't. I'm too fat for that. Oh, from Axios. Before on his way out, of course, doing lots of things that make you go, huh, why the hell would he do that? Biden's Cuba bombshell shocks Florida Democrats. President Biden's last-minute executive order Tuesday to undo sanctions on Cuba and delist the socialist nation as a terrorism sponsor is outraging already dispirited Florida Democrats. Oh, man. He's just throwing salt at everybody. Including Pelosi during his last speech. No person in Congress should be able to trade while in Congress, even though my dear beloved Nancy Pelosi has made millions of dollars doing so. I mean, I guess he's calling out rhinos like Dan Crenshaw too, but I mean, let's be honest, it's the ones that have been in there for 40 plus years that have really, made some good funding on their insider trading. By matters, Biden's order will be undone almost as soon as Donald Trump replaces him on Monday, so it'll have little practical effect. Florida Democrats fear Biden's move gives Trump a chance to frame their party as beholden to socialists. In Florida, where Hispanics make up 19% of the voters, the issue of socialism turns off many people with roots in Cuba, Venezuela, Nicaragua, and Colombia, countries many of them escape to avoid leftist violence or regimes. What they're saying, this is Joe Biden literally sinking the Democratic Party in the state of Florida big time, said Rep. Jared Moskowitz, a moderate Florida Democrat. Okay. Adding that South Florida congressional delegation members share his view. Just as we try to patch the hole in the boat, Biden punches another hole in it, he said. Florida's a red state, and Biden just waved the white flag of surrender. Conservative Hispanics helped propel Republicans to power in Florida, which Trump won in November with about a 55% of the vote. Florida Democratic Party Chair Nikki Fried, or Freed. I'm going to say fried because it sounds more funny. Said in a statement that she was disappointed in Biden's decision. A source who spoke with her said she was blindsided by it and was enraged. Biden's order came on the eve of Florida Senator Mark Rubio's first confirmation hearing Wednesday to be U.S. Secretary of State. Cuban-American and anti-Marxist hardliner, Rubio helped write Trump's Cuba sanctions in 2017 that are designed to keep U.S. dollars from financing Cuba's military apparatus, Gaesa, I don't know, GAESA, which controls the country's major hotels and tourism industry. Biden's spokesperson said the timing of the order in Rubio's confirmation hearing was a coincidence. Biden's team said his order was part of a deal brokered by the Catholic Church in return for Cuba agreeing to release 553 prisoners. Biden's team said his order was part of a deal brokered by the Catholic Church. Why is the Catholic Church working with the United States government to work out a deal? I'm confused. Extremism, I tell you. Trump's team doesn't believe the White House explanation and said the departing president's decision has made Cuba a front burner issue for the new Trump administration. Biden administration might see this as an FU to Rubio, but we'll get the last laugh, said Marico Claver Carone, a Rubio ally and Trump's incoming envoy to Latin America. Cavalier Carone said Trump's administration probably won't just reissue the sanctions, but instead will make them bigger and harder with broader effects than last time. Yeah, just a few days before leaving office. Okay, I covered that one, and that one, and that one, and that one, and we just got a few more, and I'm going to be out of here early, man, because I didn't even get to shower after work, not going to lie. Sitting here in my work funk, and yeah, turning up, I need to work tomorrow morning, because people are at work or sick, and I ended up working a double. So I apologize for the short show tonight, guys. Okay, here we go. Oh, forgot to go back to the top. New York Post, I was enrolled in gifting class as a child. I now believe it was a CIA training program. Adults who were enrolled in the Gifted and Talented Education Program decades ago as children are now questioning if they were unknowingly being covertly trained by the CIA. Yeah, old speaking Russian here. Anna Mills, known online as Anna Mills XO23, has renewed interest in conspiracy theory, posting several TikToks, videos, sharing her old worksheets and assignments. Anna Mills helped renew interest in a previously floated conspiracy theory by posting several videos, social media, sharing the worksheets and assignments she was given when she was young, leaving many of her followers with questions. In one TikTok clip, Mills flipped through a binder of her classwork and showed off some of the assignments she was given as a child in the 90s. Stuff I found in here, I'm like, what were you training us for? Mills questioned. Then, as now, students across the country who demonstrate high cognitive abilities and pass a series of tests are taught separate lessons which do not fall in the standard curriculum. Many of the worksheets Mills shared dealt with cracking codes, plotting graphs, as well as learning sign language, Morse code, and Russian. Nearly all the lessons were focused on creative problem solving. A surprising number mentioned aliens or Russian culture. This has led to the claim that some of the public school was connected to the CIA's Gateway program. The federal program was developed in the 80s to instruct and train people in the art of switching perceptual modes, the art of becoming more conscious of one's particular inner resources, inner abilities, and most of all, one's inner guidance. It was used to explore limitations of human consciousness using sound, meditation, and other techniques. Sound recordings used typically featured a series of non-verbal audio patterns hidden by sounds like crashing waves or wind blowing through the trees, similar to the audio entrance tests former GATE students claim to remember taking. Some of them were basic IQ tests, but many of them were meditation-type testing where they had to listen to a woman's voice in the audio tape with big earphones. TikToker Rachel said, Rachel the Dreamer. Miles continued to post videos sharing what she remembers from lessons, as her viewers claim to be in similar programs but not remember many details. Strange message where you had to, the alphabet was flipped. And yeah, that's an interesting code. How to decode it. It says, fellow colonists. The mothership from Zorex landed on Earth last week, Earth time in Peru. Our oneness visited the Yucatan and Egypt before moving the ship to its present location, and now awaits our gathering. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Let our minds reveal the ship's location of oneness will direct our way or fear. No human intervention. The ship is a fifth dimensional model. Invisible to normal Earth eyes, we may attend the gathering of minds in our Earth farms or through astral projection. Those using non-human forms or assigned to something use astral powers. Peace, one of us, or Deuce, one of us. I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, why don't I remember a single thing except the building and the entryway? Nope, sorry, I skipped part. Some former members of the program commenting on the videos express suspicions as to why they struggle to maintain memories from these classes with others struggling their mind, suggesting their minds were altered. Why do many of us only faintly remember any of it? Someone questioned, completely blocked that out for decades until just now, another said. Why don't I remember a single thing except the building and the entryway, someone asked. Well, these theories continue to be floated and some declassified documents related to the program have been offered as proof by internet sleuths. There's no evidence to suggest the public school gate program were tied to the CIA in any way. Yeah, just like they're never tied to anything officially. It's highly unlikely that anything like this happened. But yeah, we're down to the last story of the night. I'm going to play a quick little thing. I haven't played one of these in a while.
How the drunk is this? How the drunk is this news? How the drunk is this? Find out soon.
Yeah, here's a how the drunk is this news. The final story of the night. Thank you guys for hanging out with me on a fairly short show, but I'm exhausted. Porn star Bonnie Blue claims, quote, world record sex with 1,057 men in 12 hours. Poor Lily Wright got sniped on her record attempt. She was going to do 1,000 in a day after doing 100 in a day just recently, getting the fever of lots of people online. Why is it always these European chicks? It's always these English-born girls doing these crazy stunts. Anyways, let's see what Newsweek has to say. High-profile OF content creator Bonnie Blue says her feat of sleeping with 1,057 men in 12 hours is a quote-unquote world record. I'm wondering if she had the Guinness people there. Probably not, so it probably doesn't really count. Because I think the big one back in the early 2000s was like, I don't know. I mean, maybe she could prove it by showing video, but then you'd have to be able to prove that the video wasn't edited. Maybe there's a clock in it. Like, yeah, there's a clock in it. I don't know. English-born sex worker spoke about her efforts in a video posted on her TikTok where she explained how she achieved the feat. The big 1,000 was completely done. Completely done. Bonnie said in the video, sitting on a bed and holding up sheets of paper with the numbers to mark how many men she'd slept with. So I'll give you a bit of an overview. The room was absolutely full, she explained, adding that she started with groups, but cut her interaction to one-on-ones because Blue wanted to give people more time. So one person would watch while I was with somebody, and then it would literally just be like a rotating circle like that. Gross. I think she's like 25. She's looked like she's already in her 40s. Her publicists explain, well, they'd been aiming for a target of 1,000 men in the 12-hour window. There were still 57 men waiting at the house who Bonnie wanted to pleasure before ending, according to Fabulous Online. Publicists added the video of the event would be released online in the coming months, proving Blue's claims of achieving the world record. Born in 1999 in the East Midlands area of England, Blue worked in recruitment before turning to webcam modeling and adult subscription site in 2023. With my first month, I made 10,000 Australian dollars, $6,200 from videos online, she told Australian media outlet Mamma Mia. She rose to fame for marketing her content to college-age students whom she described as barely legal and to attend college events such as spring break in order to sleep with them to make money. Oh, creepy. I was bored. Like, imagine if a 25-year-old dude did that, just like camped out at college campuses and was like, "Hey, I could make you more popular on OF if you just come back and make me. I know you just turned 18 3 days ago, but as long as you're 18 and you're willing to sign the paper and show your ID, I don't care. I'm gonna make money off it. Bored of living the 9 to 5, so I thought I'm gonna give it a go. I've done Cancun in March. I've done Schoolies, which is in Australia, and then the Freshers in the UK. Blue said on the Dream On podcast. Share my location online. I was like, this is where I'm going to be. Let me pleasure you. And there was a massive queue. People were waiting for over 8 hours. Last year, Blue attended Freshers Week across the UK, where she shared her address online for people to line up to have passionate hugging with her for free, so long as they consented to being filmed and uploaded to her OF account. Freshers Week is a series of events for new college students to learn about their campus and other parties and evenings. Along with making headlines for having passionate affairs, hundreds of students, Blue also went viral for comments she made about married men. It's no secret women moan a lot, she said to the Daily Star. What they don't understand is all the moaning is unattractive and making their men look else. What they don't understand is all that moaning is unattractive and make their men look elsewhere for fun and pleasure. Yeah, clearly, this woman's damaged. If women were better in the bedroom, men wouldn't cheat. All their nagging about pots not being done is resulting in me being bent over the kitchen worktops while they're out. I used to blame men for the cheating, but since being a sex worker, I blame the women. Men look elsewhere when they're bored, so stop boring them. What has she said about her work? I love that we're now at the point where we're just calling sex work like it's normal. Blue has faced much criticism for targeting younger men and also her comments blaming women for their husbands' infidelity, but she defends her actions in a series of interviews. Received backlash for sleeping with barely legal 18-year-olds, but the key word in that sentence is legal. She told Cosmopolitan UK, rather than comment on my TikToks, people should complain to the government to increase the age from 18 to 21 as I'm only complying with UK law. Blue also told the publication that she did not condone cheating. Men's wives aren't pleasuring them, then they'll go elsewhere, and that's a fact. Opinions hurt when they're close to home, which is why I receive a lot of hate. The OF Star also spoke about how entering sex was a way for her to find a better life after working more conventional jobs. I used to work an office job, 9 to 5, sit in rush hour, get given 20 days annual leave. And for a while, I accepted that. I was like, okay, this is what life is. This is as good as it can get. And then, you start looking back on life and think, wow, should have done something more. I shouldn't have cared about people's judgment. Yeah, do something more. Like, I don't know, do things that make women happy instead of trying to be a man and get a high-paying job and compete with other dudes. So I thought, no, I want to change that. I don't want to be scared about what people are going to think about me, she said. Blue also told TV news outlet that after making adult content, she realized it was not authentic or educational, and she wanted to change that. I realized I was posting these videos pretending I'm having an amazing time, and that's false, and it was fake. It was fake storyline, she explained, adding, when you're making porn, you discuss consent, what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy, all off camera. And if you're switching positions, that's all edited out, and that's what people also need to see. I don't know if they needed to. I want my content to be more relatable and realistic to people and also educational. Yes, I'm sure all of the dudes that pay for your disgusting... she's just, she's... like a face even her dad doesn't love anymore, because... Yeah, just haggard, man. Haggard. Oh man, we might have to look at that one. Video of Coyote being pulled out of Aldi's storage fridge goes viral. Coyote in the Bronx, huh? Yeah, we're gonna have an ad first. I'll pull that down real quick to get through that. 30-second advertisement. Watch this. Okay, nope. Video of a coyote being removed from a refrigerator in Chicago Aldi grocery store went viral on Monday. Eddie Barstool shared the clip on X showing Chicago police officers in animal care control pulling the animal out of the supermarket fridge. The footage has received more than 8.2 million views by Wednesday morning.
Okay, go ahead.
Watch out, guys. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Hey, watch out. Watch out. Watch out.
Dude, he literally just went straight back into the cooler. That was wild.
Hey, watch out. Watch out. Watch out.
Oh man, I gotta go next and see if there's there's more of this, because that's Oh, is there more? Animal is now in the care. Okay, animal is now in the care of Flint Creek Wildlife Rehabilitation. Will be assessed and potentially released. Coyote activity often increases during mating season from January to March, prompting reminders to minimize human-wildlife encounters. Playing hard to see again. Mating season coyotes January to March. Gestation periods start at 63 days, so pups are born in the spring. Don't tie them out on a lead, especially at night. Use non-slip martingale collars or non-slip harnesses. Take your dogs out on a leash and have a whistle, stick, or other hazing tools for you to scare the predator away with. Oh, brave cat fights off a coyote. One brave cat. Yeah, this cat was not messing around. I'm glad he made it. Aw, poor kiddos. Yeah, I'm glad the cat made it. That was wild. Coyote is mating season. You're not gonna find a lady coyote in the cold food section. No, you need to go over by where like the chicken tenders are and stuff. Okay. Give me scrolling around X, never know what I'll find and get in trouble. Oh, I just want more. I wanna know, like I just wanna see how it happened. Uh is that a damn wolf you just one-handed? Like, no, it's coyote. Oh, that's so good. God, okay, I gotta search coyote. All these. No, there's more people, no, just people reposting the same thing, huh? Oh man, that's good. Just picked up this sweet baby on the side of the road. Someone left him out in the cold. If your pet's outside, you should be too. A coyote in the backseat of his car. Yeah, same video. First, kick my coyote out of Aldi's, and then you run him over with a plane. Alright. Was forced to return to airport Sunday after its landing gear struck a coyote after takeoff. That's true. According to United Flight 1727, was forced to return to the airport Sunday after its landing gear struck a coyote during takeoff. Wild. Oh, the internet. Oh man, I can't imagine. Chicago, you heard about Coyote at Quiznos. Get ready for Coyote at Aldi. This fella was found hiding in the grocery store refrigerated section, rescued safely. He's waiting to get transferred to a rehab center. Actually looks pretty good, man. Looks like a healthy coyote. Yeah, that's just wild, though. Yeah, glad he's all right and everyone else is okay. What a wild, what a wild time. Oh, anything important coming up? Let's see. Yep, Friday I'll be down in Middlebury roasting Grease at Movie Roast, Pierre Vachon. And yeah, that should be fun. I'll be there doing Movie Roast. We're roasting Grease this week. The 21st of February. I can't remember what we're roasting then. Might have to change the name. Roasts after, after such high fire activity out west. Might be culturally insensitive now. Yep, absolutely crazy. Absolutely craziness we got going on out there. Yeah. Even Dennis Quaid is telling Karen Bass to resign. Yeah, I hate how it does that. Wild. Yeah, it just like updates itself. I don't like how it does that when you're searching for trending stuff. Anyways, that's all I got on this one. Thank you guys for joining me. Oh, 8% contained. Yeah, it's 21,317 acres and 8% contained. That's not good. Anyways, that's all I got on this one. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm, of course, HickoryTDAU coming and rolling. This has been season 2, episode 2, TDAU Live. My first solo show of the year, and added a pork and double. So yeah, short, sweet, and not a whole lot to get through, but we did watch Biden's farewell address. And yes, farewell, President Biden. By the next show, Trump will be inaugurated, assuming nothing too crazy happens. But who knows? With the past year or two of unprecedented events happening all the time, we'll wait and see, I suppose. But yeah, that's all I got. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm, of course, HickoryTDAU kind of enrolling. I will see you guys next week. Until then, stay safe, stay dank, stay enrolling. Most importantly, it's trying times. Try not to kill your neighbor. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.
Above all else, I just want to say thank you. Have a beautiful night. Drunk Magician out. Cheers. Now let's get the credits. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate the help. Cause this is a show I do by myself. I produce the shit myself. And I've been through a lot with friends and a lot of shit I